Good evening.
Hi, Calvin.
I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
Yeah, why are you
I don't
here?
want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at
What?
least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Okay.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I mean, you seem to be very talkative for someone.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see.
No, I can't write.
Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Wow, the
maybe.
assumptions.
But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Okay, so we just give him the medicine without fucking knowing anything about him at all? That doesn't seem right. Oh, he does. He has fatigue. Okay.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Okay, so I treated him for fatigue.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
So he's just like, no.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I have to go now, sir.
That
But
doesn't
don't
make
hesitate
sense.
to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time.
Who
with
are
me.
you?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Have you? Have you really?
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Have you
Not
truly?
much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Okay, what are you doing with your life? Are you really that rich?
Are you really that rich? Most of the
Don't
patients
talk about
here
money.
are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
I can't even do that.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs.
Would you
Goswick?
like to
I'm a
get
teacher
married,
by
Mrs.
profession.
Goswick?
I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there
Considering.
something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the
Ah,
Pembroke Hospital.
spooky
What
talking.
gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Ah, she charged you.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your
I
stupor.
share your concern, Mrs. Goswick.
Stupor?
Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Bribed, huh?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Okay. So...
Like a book. Don't waste your time. Never keep anything from her.
So there's an... Oh, welcome back! Thank you so much, Talaris, for that resub. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
surprise for me. What a blundering idiot.
Why have you done this?
Sorry, I have a lot of things on Twitter right now.
My sweet girl.
Because everyone likes my hair.
Never could keep anything from her.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Welcome to the flock.
Hey, Misaki! Thank you so much for that sub! Welcome to the flock! Thank you!
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Yay!
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea
Who's this
informed
guy?
us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
And who the
I
fuck
am
are you?
Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic.
He is a
It's rare and
fanboy.
precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
So this epidemic's been going on for a year and I still didn't understand when I was turned into a vampire?
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe.
Ah, do you have a
I'm
quest?
waiting for
A
a batch
quest
of
for me?
products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
A new
I'm a great
investigation.
admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed.
Same
And on my
silhouette.
own experiments, I'm convinced it's the future.
I actually put off doing my dishes for several days because I just couldn't be bothered.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I
Seriously?
am
I'm not
honored
that
to have the
old.
opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Science.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories at
I'm
first
murdering
approach.
people, probably.
My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Okay. Didn't we just get a hint?
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
I don't like that,
Harvey
like,
Fiddick is a
the
patient suffering
animation
from a
or whatever.
severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
You must remain neutral. Don't care about people.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father. Ashamed of putting his children at risk.
Did one of
because
his
own
kids
negligence.
attack him or something?
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take
Hi,
time to
Sergeant
converse
Pug. How
with
are
his
you?
patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Hi, Lives Wires. Yeah, it's just, it's pomegranate, Italian soda. You know, like you do.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Oh yeah, do you like it so far, F-Nord? Who's this motherfucker?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome
Waverly
aboard,
Ackroyd.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Wow. Wow. Overrated dabblers.
I don't know what you've heard,
Wow.
but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And
What
what
the
exactly
fuck do
is
you
that
mean?
supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I
Or
only
I'll
want
punch
to
you
admit
in the
you
face.
used those men to improve your theories.
Graphic, welcome back for 27 months in a row. I have no reason to justify my actions to you, dick.
I don't see any reason why I should justify my actions to you.
That's true, Dr. Reed. The only judge has to be yourself. The question is, are you judging yourself hard enough?
Am I punching you in the face hard enough?
It seems you have bad memories of your military
I want to
service.
kill this guy. Can I
refuse
kill
to
this
see
guy?
industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Do you have a problem with me?
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd,
Do you
please
have a
feel free
problem
to
with
tell
me,
Dr.
Dr.
Swansea has imposed
Ackroyd?
your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice.
It's his
The
fucking
benefit of his
hospital.
position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course,
Anyone
you
but
can't say
you,
the same about me,
dick face.
since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Wow, jealousy will not do you any good, you dingus. You better change your tone with me. Now I'm gonna tell him not to be jealous. Oh, don't be jealous, sweetie pie.
Aren't you
Sweet
too
potato.
old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A
I'm not
simple glance
jealous.
is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
So, is that what we're talking about now? I'll have you know that I'm a grower, not a shower.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you want to lead the surgery, dude?
Why do you
I
wish
haven't
to
eaten
lead the
anyone
surgery?
yet out of
I
combat now.
strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
It's a conservative point of view.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine,
One of the patients
Perhaps
needs
you
a
can tell me
surgery
more
that could
about
use
this
like a
case.
special
Let's just say I'm tired of the
blood
carelessness
transfusion,
around me.
but like it's not
I've always
tested, I
respected the
guess.
skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
carelessness.
I do
Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Huh.
Thank you for your time.
Peace out,
We'll talk later.
little bitch.
I wish I could be sick again.
Okay, so I need to talk to Swansea.
A giant morgue disguised as a hospital. Time has lost its effect on me. But the suffering continues.
Damn.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
Your
I'm
face looks
Dr.
fine.
Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
And what should they call you?
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for
Oh,
long?
my
I
nose!
really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir.
Oh.
No offense.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain, will you? That's all I'm asking.
He's healthy. There's no pain. There's no pain.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
No, I don't. I don't get your drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem
Yes, I've
worried.
met Thelma.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Yikes.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells.
What?
It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
What really happened?
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a
Did
shithole.
he burn it down?
There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
That's not nice.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans. And it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Surgery could help you. Beauty isn't everything, or you can't hide forever. I'm gonna say you can't hide forever. No, I'm gonna say surgery could help you. This is a hospital. I'm a doctor.
Reconstructive surgery has been
I'm a
very
doctor.
successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
Oh, hint failed? What do you fucking mean, hint failed? What do you mean, hint
Why do you feel
failed?
responsible for the injury?
I wasn't.
What?
Come,
Recon...
I don't want to...
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful.
Oh,
Living
if I would have...
proof that there's hope for me.
Okay. If I would have asked that question first.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
And it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly,
I'm gonna mesmerize this guy and eat his
I'd join
face.
her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Okay.
I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
Come with me. I'm helping. This is me helping. Helping.
So this is how it ends.
I'm helping.
Farewell, my life. You betrayed me. Good.
Do I leave him there? Do I leave him there? Am I supposed to take him somewhere? Do I just leave him on the ground? Just like sitting there? Am I supposed to like... Ah, Rose, yeah. Perfect. Just leave him? Is that like okay? Am I gonna get in more trouble? I didn't do anything! See if you can get a hold of him and drag him around. I don't think I can. No. Okay. Well. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it?
It's fine.
Oh,
It's
so I
fine.
must apologize for
It's
my
fine.
behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a
Thank
relief.
you, Doctor.
Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Your flock, eh?
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
Sorry,
I
what was
had
that about
received
your
alarming
flock?
news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
Or
I'm
a
just a man
fool.
trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the
It's
gang and
true.
the Dockers Trade Union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
It's true. In 7 more subs, I'm gonna read some really horrible vampire fic I wrote in high school. So, if you're into that. If you're not, then you can still give me money. It's okay.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show.
Clay Cox went missing. Is that so?
Has the gang been threatening you?
It's vampires. It's
I've had this nickname
probably,
for so
it's not
long,
fanfic,
you
it's
know,
just
the
fic.
sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
It's like Anne Rice vampire shit.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Super serial.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Evil.
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice.
No drugs!
It's
But
a
I
damn
love
shame.
drugs.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest?
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
Not
That's
everyone
a very
knows
strange
that.
question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's
Are you
what you were
sure?
trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You
Harriet
never came to
Jones?
see her here at Pembroke. Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead.
I thought she was
She
dead.
left the docks many months ago.
I
How
thought
do you
she
feel,
was dead.
Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so
Hi,
much of my
Zephyr.
blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Okay.
It's locked.
Wait.
I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
Oh, is it upstairs? It might be upstairs. Dr. Swansea.
Please, Jonathan, come in.
I'm sorry I murdered that guy.
Fascinating.
What's with
is
this
it not?
music?
In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
A living paradox, sir.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Sure, Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
These tunes,
Please,
dude.
go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
Who?
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is
Hi,
in order,
Shaman.
Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
What? Are you asking me to kill
Of course
somebody?
not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Impossibly delicate?
I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Impossibly delicate? Are you for real right now? Impossibly delicate? Please. Wait, where's my rooms? Oh, it's this way. I think he's got a little crush on her. It definitely sounds like it. I need to sleep. I am a little tired. Okay. Let's see. Did I not actually get this? Oh, I didn't have enough for it at the time. I forgot. I forgot. Well, it's valuable to have it now. Got that good stamina. I can get another 10% heal. I like regen from using the bite in combat. I think that's super valuable. Okay. Every night, the consequences of your actions may improve or degrade the district's health status. It can also be degraded due to disease spreading amongst the citizens. The more lives you take, the unhealthier a district becomes. If its district's health status drops below critical, it will plunge into chaos. Okay. So I need to treat Clay Cox's fatigue. That guy's fucking dead. I killed him on accident. Oh, so I can treat like a bunch of these people? So I need a treatment for fatigue and a treatment for migraine. Hi, Hadiel. So this is for fatigue, but I can't make it. And I don't know how to make a treatment for migraine. So I guess I'm just entirely fucked.
Safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
I did do the morgue quest, yeah.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
Who's this lovely lady with a beautiful pale
Now do me a
neck?
kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Yeah, it's only autosave.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Oh shit!
You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent
Oh, I must have.
appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp... The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to
Perhaps
introduce
we
myself
should make
formally
out.
this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
I'm glad to see you.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first.
Yes, they need
Swansea
some.
has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Patients have given you trouble?
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
I wouldn't either.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
Ah,
You make
shit,
me
yeah.
blush. I
Ah,
am simply
fuck.
a necessary evil.
What?
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
Don't fucking...
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the
just say
deciphering
it.
of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Okay.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter.
I guess.
You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion.
Gasp.
I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Why not solve it yourself?
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze.
What?
The blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid.
What?
Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Is another vampire threatening? What do you want
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put
Welcome
the hospital
back,
at risk.
Jetstream Sam.
The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
What? Is it true?
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
What? It's just...
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have reason to visit the hospital.
Shunner, welcome
Logic
back
dictates.
for 27 months.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition.
Wait, treating
with
it?
a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion.
Wait, treating it?
It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself.
I
You
want
could
my
talk to our
condition
local
to be
gossip,
treated.
Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé.
Oh.
I'll answer all questions
Oh,
in
you'll be
regards
my
of
what
your
now?
condition.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. So... if she basically means he's feeding her through blood transfusion, she doesn't have to bite anyone. Maybe? That doesn't feel like treatment though, right? Like, that feels more like just food. Like, I feel like if it was treatment, it means finding a solution to a problem, right? Not just, like, putting it off. Pippa. Dr. Thoreau, Dr. Waverly. Dorothy.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Trying to find... was that? Oh, I think that's outside.
Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then...
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
Wait just a minute.
Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
I would be. I'm definitely not a dead
These bodies are
guy.
empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
Most people fear dead flesh.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too.
Oh, don't start
Most
calling him exotic.
Fear, or at least have a respect for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
Hi, Cookie Monster.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic.
Yeah, tell me about this.
Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why?
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing.
Sadly,
Cookie
very
Monster,
rarely
no, Holly's out of town today.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago.
Fuck.
You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
No, I haven't played Alien Isolation. I'm really bad at scary stories.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No.
Now we're on a first
I
name
believe we
basis,
must
me
do
and
all the
Rakesh.
good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me.
Oh, am I
love
asking him if he
life,
wants
and
me
I'd
to
like
turn him
live
into a
long life.
vampire?
But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays.
There is a lot of
If I
talking
was
in
to
this
never
game.
die,
I didn't expect it either.
Goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Are you sure?
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
A pawnbroker?
Very Sherlock Holmes type game?
Of people here.
Yes,
I suppose.
All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Let me get some of your goods.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic.
My bug
even
is sitting
unsafe.
over there, and she's really cute.
Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
I don't trust your judgment.
Have you heard of someone blackmailing people in the hospital?
Pardon me, sir, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea what
Please
you're
show
talking
me what
about.
you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Okay, so the enigmatic formula is the thing. And you said that I could get that? It's a container in the boss room? Okay, so I can just like go there and get it. Okay. We just got a job as a surgeon at a hospital, and we're doing some investigating. We're doing some investigatory work in this hospital.
It's locked, all right.
I will not let you down, my boy.
So we're Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet.
No.
My name is Pippa Hawkins.
Pippa
And I'm
Middleton?
Dr.
What?
Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position.
That was intentional.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings within the hospital?
I don't have time for such nonsense, Doctor. I've work to do.
Are you certain? You seem nervous.
If you have something in mind, just speak up, Doctor.
Are you blaming me for
Otherwise,
something?
Stop breathing down my neck.
Wow.
Blackmail is a serious matter, Nurse Hawkins.
Everything is serious around here, Dr. Reed. Starting with patients who need me.
Okay.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Yeah, Bluejay seems cool. I like that.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last
The
forever.
Spanish flu.
Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
What do you mean? Get a fucking grip.
You must get a hold of yourself, Nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
That's usually how it works.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning.
And no matter
What?
how qualified
She's
you
really
are, don't
like-
tell me you'll change that.
She's, you need to change your fucking attitude,
I don't like your attitude, Nurse Hawkins.
Nurse Hawkins.
Pessimism can be as lethal as the epidemic. in
Yeah.
times like these.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Nurse Brannigan, eh?
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual. Especially concerning doctors.
Why?
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis?
Yeah, why is he such a dick?
Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Peace out, Girl Scout. So she's healthy. Oh.
I wasted too much energy for so little result.
In here. Hey, what's up?
What? What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
Who
There's
are
no need for
you?
alarm, madam. I'm Dr.
This is
Reed,
my hospital.
surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern.
Don't.
Where's Dr.
fucking-
Swansea?
I'm not an intern. Please calm down.
Please calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman.
What?
You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
I don't
Harriet
fucking
Jones.
care.
Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other
Is
patient.
that better?
I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those
Jacula.
incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
What? What? This is not about medical error.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Bluesferatu? Yes.
Debauchery, then?
Also,
Mrs. Crane, Hawkins,
Harriet
Brannigan's
Jones, Prime Minister.
whores, all
Totally,
of 'em.
totally.
They can't keep their legs shut.
Whoa!
Scratching, slutty
Whoa!
sores.
Really? Well, if you
Whoa!
have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
Whoa!